It's the Social Isolation Talk Show with your host, Nathan Keelan, band leader, Cassio, and tonight's guest, entrepreneur, Dan Keelan. Hello and welcome to the Social Isolation Podcast. That was like my fourth attempt of that. Thanks to my band leader, Cassio. Hey, I asked you to stop interrupting me. Now they're going to have to edit that out. Luckily, we have an amazing editor on this show. Shine star. Today's word of the day is spalling. Did I say spalding? No, I didn't. I said spalling. Spalling is a verb. It is the present tense of spall, and it means to break ore, rock, stone, or concrete into smaller pieces, especially in the preparation of sorting. I like that second part, like we didn't know that it was already in the preparation of sorting. What else are you going to be spalling for? Anyway, this week's sponsor is my dog's heartworm medication. Bo is on a whole mess of stuff. He's about halfway through, and he's doing really awesome. I also want to give a shout out to Whitaker Road Animal Clinic in Ypsilanti. This is actually my last one. Did anybody see the LA Times article, Enough with the... Let me make sure I get the tone right. Enough with the work from home sweatpants. Dress like the adult you're getting paid to be. Personally, I've been working from home for a long time, and I've always dressed like Bruce Banner, afraid that he's about to turn into the Hulk at any second, and I'm not about to stop now. When we come back, our guest is going to be Dan Keelan, publisher of the Michigan Marijuana Report. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show. My guest tonight is Dan Keelan, an entrepreneur and publisher of the, I was about to say of the Social Isolation Talk Show, of the Michigan Marijuana Report. Let's have a big hand. Oh shit, I want my ruler. Stay away from me.
Oh. He's the star, you know.
I'm not gonna argue with that. Cheers.
Not too close.
I was about to touch
Distance
cups.
cheers, man.
I was about to touch cups. So, you are editor of something called the Michigan Marijuana... You are
Publisher
of something called the Michigan Marijuana Report.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
So, the Michigan Marijuana Report is a weekly publication about the business of cannabis in Michigan and the Midwest. We've got social media, email, website, and we've actually worked with some partners on events. So like Cincy can you edit that out?
I can.
Cincy Magazine works with us. They do events in towns around the state, and we get to show up. So we cover recreational marijuana, medical, CBD, hemp. And all of that together is a growing industry.
Growing industry. Yes.
And we've got a cool website, Michigan Marijuana Report.
Not only do they have a cool website, but that is a laptop folded in half.
We have a cool website on a laptop folded in half.
Can I see it on other laptops?
You can see it on phones.
Ooh. My phone
it's
only does T9 though.
It's ambidextrous.
And W is hard to get to. Actually, it's not. It's 9. It's the first one on 9. I still remember. In middle school, I could type on a T9 phone under the table because we weren't allowed to type. I could do it just by feel. Yeah, I'm still slower on like a normal keyboard. T9 was my peak in life.
But you can type 3 W's?
Well, it would take longer though because the problem with the T9 is if I hit the W 3 times.
Right.
Z. No, Y. Excuse me. So.
M-I.
Hey, excuse me.
M-I.
Excuse me. 9 arrow. 9 arrow. 9 arrow. Dot. Go ahead.
M-I.
Mm-hmm.
MarijuanaReport.com. We
What?
got
So I thought we might play a little game.
Oh, I like it.
It's gonna test your knowledge
Awesome.
as publisher of the Michigan Marijuana Report. I say a word, you define that word. Let's see what you really know. Joint.
So joint, that's where I work. It's this little room. There's a folding table, a chair, and a lamp. Because I'm in quarantine.
Word number 2, blunt.
Yep. I am blunt.
Word number 3
Uh-huh.
for you to define.
Yeah.
Snickle Fritz.
So, yeah, Snickle Fritz is that little mouse, the cartoon with the cat. I'll be blunt. When I'm in the joint, I'll watch a cartoon when I'm having my lunch. I like to watch Snickle Fritz chase the cat.
Next word, spice.
You want it? Oh, we can't.
Where did you get that
we
from?
can't. We can't. I forgot about the distancing thing. Sorry.
Next word, roach.
Oh, that's the little itty bitty little. It's the end of a joint.
It's a real one.
Score.
Hey, it's a real one. All right. Here's an interesting one because it's a twofer, and I want you to find both of them.
Okay.
Sploof, spliff.
The sploof is when you're smoking a joint in the joint and you exhale, and then the spliff is the inhale.
That's why it's I know.
I know.
I for inhale.
Yeah.
O for exhale.
I know.
Yep. Resin.
When you're refinishing your deck.
Next is dab.
This is what Van Gogh looks like when he wears a mask.
Next word, grinder.
Oh, is that the website?
Dabs.
It's like they dibs on something, but it's for women. You haven't studied Latin. I have. I know my dibs and my dabs.
Spice.
Girls.
Here's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Wookiee.
Oh. The from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's friends with Han.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
furry. You know, he could be a Wookiee.
Fun fact, the type of husky he is a woolly due to his fur. And in Empire Strikes Back, there's this thing when it's 3PO's on Chewie's back, and at one point he calls, Chewie yells something like, "Wait, turn round, you woolly!" Anyway, yes. That was all correct. That was really good. I'm really
100%?
impressed. Yeah, at least. Maybe 80.
At least.
80 or 100. So I thought you were going to come on and grow some marijuana for us. It turns out that takes a while. So you're going to play a song for us instead.
Yeah, I wrote a song, and the problem is I needed a band, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I formed a quarantine band. So I found a pianist, and I found a guitar player,
Indeed.
and I found a bass player.
Yeah.
So I found some musicians and wrote a song, and we recorded it in our home studio. And,
I have a question. When was this song written?
it's a couple songs. So part of it is something I wrote years ago, and part of it is something that I've had in my head for just the last couple months. I wrote most of the song a year or two ago, and I've just been trying to figure out what to do with it, and then wrote another part just in the last month. And that kind of happens sometimes, and I'll end up like realizing that the thing I just wrote is connected to something that's been in my head for a while.
That's cool.
So the song has been writing itself in my head for a couple years. There aren't any words yet, but the theme of it is all about how someday we're all going to hold hands again.
Great song. I think the mandolin solo was my favorite part.
Yeah,
He shredded. Excuse me, the mandolin player shredded.
he really worked on it, and it's a hard instrument.
It's so present in the
it's
song.
so small, and so
Yeah.
to make it big
Yeah.
when it's small,
Yeah.
and make it big,
Yeah.
it's a thing.
Yeah.
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 I was blown away.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's a genius.
Well, we're right about out of time because I don't know if you can tell, but the sun's setting, and he's got about 20 seconds until it's directly in his eye line. So, good time as any to wrap up. Whoa! We don't have a special guest. Well, I mean, all our guests are special, but last time I said that, I really hyped it up, and it was the Easter Bunny. We don't have anything that good next week. Whoever my guest does turn out to be, apologies. I never said that.